Hello everyone, today we have an incredible video because I'm going to tell you the whole truth about the new Melon Playground 33.0 update. Yes, it's the truth that no one is talking about yet. In recent weeks, the community has been literally burning with rumors, guesses, and fake leaks, and I decided to collect all the most interesting things that are now known and figure out what is true and what is just a hoax. Therefore, be sure to watch the video to the end, because then you will learn things that may actually appear in the new update, but which almost no one has talked about yet. And I'll start, perhaps, with the most important thing, why the 33.0 update has become so mysterious. The fact is that for the first time in a long time, the developer has completely stopped writing any hints in the description of updates, and even on forums where leaks used to appear, there is now complete silence. But at the same time, some players found unusual changes in the code of the latest version. They found several hidden lines where the word overdrive is mentioned. What does this mean? Maybe we're looking for a new NPC power-up system, or a special experimental mode where you can change character characteristics in real time. All this is just a theory so far, but it sounds really interesting. In addition, just a couple of days ago, one of the users on Reddit wrote that a feature related to particle generation had appeared in the new test builds of the game. It can be anything from new visual effects to a new destruction system. Imagine if now you could do not just explosions and physics, but also control small details, as if you were creating a real microcosm. It would completely change all the experiments, especially with juices and syringes. But that's not all. Some players have a theory that in 33.0 the developer can add a new dimension or a hidden map that can only be accessed in a certain way. This theory appeared after one player noticed a strange behavior of the camera. If you enter a certain combination of actions, the camera seems to go under the map and shows something similar to an alternate version of the world. No one knows if this is a bug or a blueprint for the future, but that's exactly how the first Easter eggs used to appear. And here's what's interesting. If you remember how previous updates were added, then there was always one hint in the form of a new item before the major version. There is no such item this time, but the background of the loading screen has changed. It became darker, and the colors became more contrasting. Many people are sure that this is not just a cosmetic change. Perhaps the developer is hinting at a new dark theme of the update. Maybe it will be something like a dark mode update, with new visual effects, shadows, and maybe even a night map. By the way, if you recall past leaks, back in the summer, one of the testers wrote that the developer was working on a lighting system. And if this is true, then update 33.0 may be the first to introduce realistic lighting and shadows. This means that all experiments with lasers, healing turret, and other effects will look just incredibly beautiful. And you know, the most interesting thing about all this is the complete silence of the developer. Usually, before the release, he hinted at least once that he was preparing, but now, nothing. This either means that the update will be small, or vice versa, that it will be so huge that it is being prepared in secret to make a real surprise. So, let's continue. In the first part, I already explained how Melon Playground is gradually developing and why players are waiting so much for each update. Now let's take a deeper look at what happens inside the community when a new version of the game is released. If you've been playing for a long time, you probably noticed how everything starts just a few days before the update is released. Dozens of posts and videos with all sorts of leaks and guesses begin to appear in comments, forums, discords, and even TikTok. Someone claims to have seen a new map in the game files. Someone posts screenshots of supposedly new syringes, and some even make trailers that are so plausible that you actually believe them. And the most interesting thing is that these discussions don't just fuel interest, they turn the game into a whole event. Everyone starts building their own theories, arguing about what exactly will be added, waiting for the very moment when an update is available appears. And it's really cool, because the atmosphere of waiting for updates is probably one of the most special things about the Melon Playground community. Someone spends hours in the editor thinking about how to improve the game, someone makes concepts for new items, and someone just reviews old updates and remembers how everything changed with each version. After all, remember how before, for example, liquid system was first added to the game, it was a real shock. At the time, it seemed like it couldn't be more realistic each version. Developers still find something to surprise. And, of course, there are a lot of myths surrounding this. For example, someone says that hidden buttons in the menu, that secret function, or that phrases hinting at future items are hidden in the game code. Some players even create theories that the future Melon Playground will come out just a sandbox, but something like a simulator of the world where you create your own creatures, control the weather, and even. That's why I decided to make this video, to get all these guesses, rumors, and legends in one place, and remember which ideas really sounded cool, and which were so crazy that they seemed impossible. But as history shows, sometimes the craziest guesses turn out to be true, and that's what makes waiting for each new version so exciting. And right now, I want you to think, what if some of these ideas actually appear in the next update? What if everything the players were talking about a year ago is actually already being prepared for release? Okay, now let's move on to the most interesting thing, the theories and the craziest guesses that have ever appeared in the Melon Playground community. Honestly, if you collect everything that players have ever come up with, you can write a whole encyclopedia of fantasies. Some of the ideas were really brilliant, and some were so wild that it was hard to believe that anyone could seriously believe it. But that's exactly the magic of it. The game gets bigger with every update, and people want to dream about what's next. Let's start with one of the oldest and most popular theories about multiplayer. People have been talking about it since the first versions of the game, and it seems to be the dream of absolutely every player. How many times have I seen comments like, imagine if you could play with your friends, create your own arenas, and fight battles together. People even drew their own interface concepts, figured out how to connect to servers, who would be the host, and how objects would synchronize. It would seem that they were just joking, but at some point in the game files, they actually found several lines of code where there was a mention of the connection system. And that's when the whole community literally exploded. Everyone started wondering what this meant. Was it possible that the developer had actually tested online? Since then, the topic of multiplayer has become one of the most discussed, and probably the most long-awaited. The next popular guess is the emergence of a new physics of bodies. Now, of course, the game already looks cool, but people are constantly writing. What if we make bones and joints so that the characters break realistically, so that each organ has its own strength? Someone even suggested that in the future, it would be possible to create completely custom creatures with different body types, textures, and shapes. And, by the way, similar traces were actually found in the game's code. For example, a folder named Biomet_test. Then everyone started thinking that in the future, there would be a separate mode where it would be possible to create half machine. That's all for today. Thank you for watching.